we are designed to be a perfect receiver of divine intelligence, like an organic cell phone connected directly to source of all of creation. And everything wrong in our world today, the illness, disconnection, the feeling of the chaos, stems from what I see as a simple fact that we've forgotten how to be crystallized beings that we were meant to be, and we're on a reclamation mission to restore, to rebuild, to regenerate. And these are some of my favorite words and what we'll get into today. Hello, my name is Natalie, and I am a woman on a mission. My mission is to share the messages, dreams, and all of these things that I've received that's holding space as connected to a seer lineage, and what has really been coming in so crystal clear is original creation. And I've uncovered what I feel is so many profound truths as so many walk the path of initiation. And what the truth is that your body, it's not broken. The earth, it's not broken. But what has happened is a disconnection from our original divine technology that is organic and the original source of creation, and that we are the eternal living God's technology. So what has really happened to humanity is we can imagine Earth as a perfect living organism, every cell of which we also are, in harmony with the largest cell, which is the eternal living God, creator, many names, but that is this essence. And we're designed as organic receivers, perfectly crystallized beings. Now hear the word in that, right? The profundity is crystallized, Christ-allized, and capable of clear communication with God, with Source, our ancestors, our guardians. And so we're acting as these perfect organic cell phones, but not the synthetic ones that I'm literally recording this on that we see before us today. Not those cell phones. That's the synthetic kind. Then came an invasion or a parasitic type of consciousness. Now we could even say this is a collective of varying shadow elements, either way. And this perfect cellular structure of Earth as a cell, a bigger cell than when we're a smaller cell, right, is like a creation of massive static. So the planetary nervous system became super frazzled. Then you have the water and the air and the soil. And so the very foundation of life began losing that crystallized purity. And so what happened to us, our direct cellular signal as a cell within the eternal living God, basically got knocked offline, is the vision that I was offered to allow for this explanation. And so today's modern world, we know this, you feel this, it's not progress. In fact, what has happened is we've spiraled, the furthest away from the divine origin point of creation, that trinity head of harmonized, perfect, crystallized cells, so bright, like 10,000 upon 10,000 suns, giving off this one vibration that is pure divine love. So the constant bombardment through synthetic chemicals that gets put into the water, into the soil, into the air, into our bodies, those synthetic frequencies have created what we see as fatigue, spiritual disconnection, and things like this. And the profound part is that the cosmos have been speaking about this. I mean, in 2025 alone, as I've been sharing on my Awakening Magick YouTube and the blog, and also my Substack channel, we've received powerful elements that really speak to this exactly. So the crop circles, the bug just totally hit my face. The crop circles, the comet called Swan, as serving as a divine messenger, a metallic orb that was discovered in Colombia. There's so many more things, but the message is a unified one. And it's been delivering that same key core message that we are being called to awaken further, to purify everything, our consciousness, the bodies, all of that. And our ancestors are coming through loudly to show us these through our unique lineages. And we're returning to that origin point, the eternal living God. Eternal living GodSource is really a profound way that I love to say that. But again, it's whatever makes your spirit really sing with that vibration. And I've had some profound revelations that have blown my mind. And maybe you'll listen to it and say, wow, well, thanks for catching up. I've been there for years, which is awesome too. But I just want to share this because this vision has been amazing. And I think I'll just be talking about this ongoing, but we are living cells in God's body. And I want to be clear that I'm always speaking to this eternal living God, because what we have is we have a religious dogmatic framework of that word that is a feared supposed God. And then there's genocides created on behalf of this supposed religious dogmatic version of that. So I'm trying to separate those two as best that I can in the most powerful way that I can. And I'm sharing this in that framework because those of us and those of you who, like me, have felt really disconnected from that traditional religion, dogmatic view of that essence, and then equally disconnected also from these fluffy spiritual things about love and light only that didn't feel really rooted in the body. And so for those of you who, like me, still had this deeper sense of truth in these ancient texts and such, that there's so much wisdom there, but there's also a lot of deception that we need to weed through. And that's the powerful thing about doing this together and in this kind of format as well. So there's a biblical phrase from 1 Corinthians 12:27. It says, "Now you are the body of Christ, and each of you is a member of it." This is but one of hundreds of breakthroughs that I've had in remembering that and how that has been misunderstood in that dogmatic way, because it doesn't mean an external church body or an external being of any kind. It's talking literally about the body. So when you become crystallized through your organic cell, as we call them cellular structures, particles, there's a lot of names for that, but you bring the eternal living God source through you, which is the origin of the vibration of love itself, the origin of the vibration, which is a sound, which is a frequency itself of love. And it also, that portion also goes on to say, "For as the body is one and has many members, but all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Christ." And so this is a literal truth of that you are that perfect cell in this overall, overarching body of the eternal living God. Earth is your mother, and your body is earth. And when you and we all clearly feel that vibration, what we can also feel is that you and we are designed to be a crystallized receiver of that divine frequency. And this is when everything begins to shift. So the amazing thing is that what I speak of is that same regeneration that we see happening in our soil through the regenerative farming practices. So this is the path of what I would say is an initiate or on this path to become that cellular organic technology again, we must do that within our bodies, regenerate from the depths within our own cellular soil. Now, this goes for the same for our animals as well. So they also need to have that purity and their frequencies online, if we will, restored, because the animals are seeing the same problems that we're seeing in humans because of chemicals and such. So that nutrient dense water is missing and things like that. So that has impacted them too. And so this isn't really some out there mystical kind of wellness that I'm really talking about. This is within reach. And the initiates that have walked this path in previous times, Yeshua, Miriam of Magdala, they became crystallized, meaning the very particles held the pure vibration of the original and eternal living God. Now, these miracles happen to us when we remember, because our divine technology is already here. Now, it's just been layered on top of the same with the earth. We're meant to be that perfect cellular receiver of the eternal living creator. And here's what I discovered through walking my own path, walking through these initiations that took me to the depths of my own personal illness pathway, and also seeing the underbelly of all the things that have occurred in this realm. When the minerals that are restored in the body, when water becomes crystallized and pure in our own particles or cells or as a cellular structure, when we align with Earth's natural laws, the spark of God reignites within us. So we become living vessels for what I would love to coin as the divine love magic, and allows that to really flow through. And I've spent so many years now, training in both the ancient and modern wellness techniques, if we will, going deeper and deeper into what that true vibrational wellness really looks like. And doing that myself, doing it with my clients, all of the things, so that we're walking in this path together with, even our animals, and being able to come back to restore our eternal connection means we really are walking in the fire of this powerful purification, not just in one way, but in every multidimensional layer and level way. When we give our multidimensional body what it foundationally really needs, what happens is all the systems turn back on. Boom. The body begins to remember how to do what it always could do, always meant to do, the intention. And so to share, this is why I know that for me, my work must bridge that ancient with the new, the primordial with the new, because whole self wellness isn't just physical, and it's not just the energetic layers either. It's the complete restoration to switch on that divine receiver technology. And truly, I know what has been shown to me time and time again is that this is humanity's and Earth's greatest moment. We are not falling apart even further. We're not. We are remembering who we are together, but not just at that galactic level or that, there are guardians here for us in our lives. That is such a big part of it. But then if we put another layer, we bring ourselves back into alignment with eternal living GodSource from within our own divine spirit activation. That's that powerful place of knowing, and how awesome, like truly awesome it is to be in this form of matter. And to me, these cosmic messengers of throughout 2025, the Comet Swan, of these energies that I've tapped into, the Pendragon, which is a dragon, a golden dragon, conscious vibration awakening, the crop circles that are encoding remembrance, that metallic orb, all these things. All of this confirms this is the time of the rebuilders. That is now. So hello, pioneers. Hello, showers of the way. I honor your presence and call you in this, because this is our larger soul family being called to walk that path of initiation, to move through and bring through, to turn on our cellular technology, organic. Years ago, I wrote this into a poem, and I want to share it right now. The divine magic has eternally lingered, ever watchful, yearning for our souls to awaken to its hushed embrace. And now the moment has come to return to original creation. What once was shall be again. And that divine magic is the same words that I've been sharing, and I want to just share in that feeling that it's eternal living God. And we are the magic we've been waiting for, because that is the spark that we hold. So as more and more awakening souls step into the power, that power as divine receivers, organic cellular receivers, as we restore our bodies and our Mother Earth simultaneously, what we're really creating is the foundation for magic to be actually restored here on this gorgeous, gorgeous earth, of which is renewed through us all. And that is the part that we're here once again as guardians and stewards to not only of our own temple, but also this temple that is earth, and holding both that fire of truth and the compassion of the true multidimensional way that we work, and that kind of multidimensional wellness. That is how we restore connection to eternal living God. And I see the timeline really accelerating, and the signs are very clear. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll join me and walk with me on this powerful path of deep, deep, deep and expansive remembrance. And please share this video if it resonates, or subscribe to this channel if you feel the